Hi, welcome to today's workout. My name is Lucian. I'm an oncology exercise trainer at the University of Vermont Medical Center with the Steps to Wellness program. Today, we're going to walk through all of your strength training exercises, and we're not going to include anything that's on the floor. So for all of you folks that are not getting on the floor, that is okay. We're going to walk through everything both standing and seated. As is customary, we are going to start with our coveted sit to stands. Okay, so find a space to sit down. Remember when we sit down to practice our sit to stands, we want to scooch forward about halfway through that chair. And we're just going to talk about positioning really quickly, okay? So where are my heels in relation to my knees? I want my heels underneath my knees, and I want my feet about shoulder width apart, okay? Now we have a nice 90-degree bend here and a 90-degree bend at the hips. And a big breath in, and then exhale, squeeze the belly. Now my back is fully aligned. My hands are gonna come across my chest here. And remember to start with our sit to stands. We're gonna have a nice, easy rock forward until you feel that pressure in your quads and your heels. We're gonna press up through the ground to stand up nice and tall. All right, so find that ready position. We're gonna do our first 10 repetitions together. Inhale, exhale, squeeze that belly, sit up nice and tall, hinge forward, press through the floor, and that is one. Remember at the top, we're squeezing those glutes, okay? To go down, we're gonna push the hips backwards and then down and sit up nice and tall. Exhale, 2, exhale, 3, hips back and then down. Remember, if you look at me from the side, you're gonna see the hips go backwards and then down, and then exhale up, that's our 5. Backwards and then down, chest stays up, 6, inhale it down, 7, press back, slowly lower, lean forward, press, 8, 2 more, 9, and our last one, and 10. Whew. All right, shake it out. All right, so we got our first set done. Remember when we're talking about repetitions and sets, we want to add, a little bit of rest time in between those sets, but not too much. Okay. So the sit to stands, that is your base exercise. We're going to talk through a progression of that, which is what we call the squat. If you're not ready for the squat, you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. Continue on with one more set of your sit to stands. For those of you who are going to do your squats, here's how we're going to set it up. We're going to have that chair, that bench behind you, so as support for you. Then our feet are gonna come about shoulder width apart, and I'm gonna point my toes out just a little bit, okay? Just like when we were doing our sit to stands at the top, I'm squeezing my glutes and I'm squeezing my belly. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna reverse this action. So my butt is tight, my belly is tight, my chest is up, hands are crossed. I'm gonna push those hips back and then slowly go down till my butt touches that chair, and then press through the floor and back up, and that's my number 1. We're gonna do 9 more. Inhale it down. Exhale it up, that's 2. Inhale down, exhale up, 3. Keep the belly tight, keep the butt tight, 4. Inhale, and 5, halfway there. And 6, and 7. Don't let those knees come together. You're gonna press them out to the side just a little bit, 8, 9, 1 more. Inhale down, exhale up, and that is 10. All right, shake it out. The next exercise we're gonna do is called the leg extension. So grab your chair, grab your bench, have a seat, okay? Just like we set up for our sit to stands, we're gonna sit about halfway through forward in that chair. We're gonna sit up nice and tall, like we have a good posture, okay? The leg extension is a single leg exercise, and so I like to start with my right, so we're gonna start with our right today. So I'm just gonna give myself a quick check-in on my posture, make sure I'm sitting up nice and tall. Put your hands on your quads. That way when you use them, you can actually feel that muscle activating. I'm gonna slightly lift up my right foot. Then I'm gonna exhale, extend forward, toes go up to the sky. You can feel that muscle working here. Inhale it down, that's 1. Exhale, 2, and we're gonna get all the way to 10. 3. Notice where my knees are. 4, they're still next to each other. And 5, 6, 7, exhale for 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Good. Okay, because we're switching sides, we're gonna no rest in between this, so My right foot goes down, my left foot comes slightly up. Inhale, and then exhale for 1, toes point up. Inhale it down, and 2, and 3. Always being cognizant of your posture. Exhale for 5. Make sure we're not getting caught slouching. Exhale for 6. Or if we have a back on our chair, 7, that we're not get caught leaning back. There's 8. Here's 9. One more, exhale for 10. Good. All right, shake it out. So if we're gonna stay with leg extensions, we're gonna stay there and do one more set on each side. I did 10 more on my right and then 10 more on my left. Today I'm also gonna show you the progression to the leg extension, which is what we call a lunge. So I'm gonna take a big step forward. Remember, I started with my right leg, so I'm gonna use my right leg first. My left hip's gonna wanna come back a little bit, so I'm gonna squeeze that left glute, try to get my hips forward, and just a small hinge forward, okay? From here, we're gonna bend both our front knee and our back knee at the same time, and slowly lower straight down until we get to about that 90-degree here, or as close to that as we can. We exhale, press up for 1, and 2, and 3. You'll notice I don't have anything next to me. An important part of this setup, and 4, is to have something close by. So if you're not comfortable with your balance, and 6, then you want to have like a chair, or a counter, or a table. That's a number 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, other side. This time I'm going to take a big step forward on my left side. Here, I'll stay open up like this for you so you can see that opposite side. Remember, it's a big step, then squeeze that back glute. Belly is nice and tight. Small hinge here. I'm going to inhale it down, bending both knees at the same time. Exhale, bring it back home for 1, and 2. Notice how the knees bend at the same time. 3. My back heel is off the floor. That's 4, and 5. Inhale it down. 6, 7. Things you want to be careful of, that knee driving forward. 8. You want to keep that knee closer to our body than our toes are. 9. One more. And 10. Okay. Shake it out. All right. So we've done a lot of quads. Now we're going to go to the hamstrings. So for this one, I'm going to make sure that I have a piece next to me, okay? So I'm going to come around here. I'm just going to clear my space out real quick. I use this pole as my support, okay? With the hamstring curls, our hamstrings are back here. We're going to bring those feet in underneath the hips. Knees stay together, I like to call them knee stay neighbors, right? So next to each other here. I'm going to pull sideways. I'll pull sideways this way. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring my heel all the way to my butt cheeks, okay? Now I'm going to do that by squeezing here. So quick check-in with the posture as always. Butt tight, belly tight, chest up. Inhale, exhale, curl that heel to the hips for 1, and all the way back down. 2. Common mistakes that can happen here. 3, is that our knees going to want to come forward. 4, remember, knees are neighbors. 5, so keep them next to each other the entire time. 6, by letting them come forward, and at 7, it's going to be much easier. 8, and you're losing a little bit of benefit from this exercise. 1 more rep, and that is 10. Okay, just like the leg extensions, no rest in between. For our first, between our right and our left side. Small bend in that stabilizing knee. Quick check-in with the posture. Inhale, exhale, curl for 1. Inhale it down. Exhale, 2, 3. Remember, knees are neighbors. 4. Don't let that knee come forward. And 5, 6, 7. Inhale down. 8. Exhale up for 9. Last one. And 10. Good. Shake the legs out. Remember, we got 2 sets on each side, so we're gonna do 1 more set here. And I got something for support here, help keep my balance. Quick check in, my feet are next to each other, my knees are here, small bend in those knees. I'm gonna do my right side, so inhale, exhale, curl for 1, 2, If you came around on this side and you looked at my knees, you could see they're right next to each other. And 4, 5, there's no movement between those. We've done the quads, we've done the hamstrings, now we're gonna do the abductors, okay? I'm gonna show you the standing version of these. Again, it's gonna require that you have something next to you for most of us, okay? We wanna keep that balance, make sure we're nice and safe, okay? So the position is the same position. I'm bringing my feet in underneath my hips, just like with my hamstring curls, small bend to my knees. This time though, instead of curling my heel up, I'm gonna keep nice and tall in my stance. I'm gonna bring my heel out to the side. Okay, so you should feel a big squeeze right here, kind of like by that seam that runs down the side of your pants, all right? So, 2 sets of 10 on each side. Quick check-in, again, my feet are in the right spot, good posture. I'm gonna inhale, exhale, bring it out for 1, exhale, 2. If you look at where my toes are pointed, 3, you know, they're pointed straight forward, 4, 5, no letting them come out, 6, no leaning like this, 7, stay up nice and tall, 8, 9, we got 1 more in us, and 10. Okay, I'm gonna go right to my opposite side. Can't stress enough that when you come out, that you don't get that lean, okay? When you abduct, we stand nice and tall, okay? Or we say no leaning Tower of Pisa. So I got my support, my feet are where they're supposed to be, my posture is good, my belly is tight. I'm gonna inhale, exhale for 1. If you keep your hand here, exhale for 2. If you'll feel that muscle work, in 3, 4, the other benefit, 5, of having something next to you, 6, is if you do start to lean, you can give it a little push back, 7 with that arm, and help keep you up nice and tall, 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Okay, shake the legs out. With these, because you're stabilizing, the stabilizer, those abductors over there are gonna get a little extra work here. So I like to give myself a little bit of extra time when I'm switching sides between my abductors, just to give that stabilizer a little bit of a rest, okay? 1 more time on each side. Going back to our right. Quick check-in with everything. Inhale, exhale for 1, 2. You'll notice that my leg is not coming up that high, and that's 4. And that's because when we keep our toes forward, and that's 6, that there's not a lot of range of motion laterally with this joint, and that is okay. And that's 8, because we're working these guys right here, 9, last one, and 10. So we're properly working these, the range of that joint doesn't come much more than this, okay? Last time on the left side. Quick check-in as always. Inhale, exhale for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. I like to look at my toe every once in a while. 6, just like I did my knees and my hamstrings. That's 7. To make sure that, again, the toes are pointed forward. And that's 8. 1 more, 9. Inhale, exhale for 10. All right, shake it out. We got those. We got 3 exercises in the bank already. Okay, the next exercise that we're gonna do is for our calves, okay? These guys right down here. These help us move forward and backwards, and they help us ambulate properly, okay? So, same setup as we did before in terms of my feet are pretty close together underneath my hips. I have a small bend in those knees, not a big one, just a small one, just enough so they're not locked out, okay? And then I have that good posture check-in, all right? So, I'm gonna show you 2 angles on this, one from the front and then one from the side, all right? So, with my toes forward, small bend in the knees, I'm gonna be pressing up, getting my heels off the ground and then slowly lowering down. When I do this, I'm gonna be pressing through my 2 big toes to help get us up, okay? You don't wanna let your feet fall out like that. Again, 2 big toes where you should be looking to press through that floor, okay? As always, you should have something next to you or close to you to help with stability if you need it, okay? So, feet are where they need to be. Small bend in the knees, not a big one. And inhale, exhale, raise for 1, slow lower down. Exhale 2, inhale it down. Exhale 3, and 4, and 5. Quick look from the side. And 6, 7, 8. Exhale for 9, 1 more, and 10. All right, nice work. Shake those legs out. So, really helps to have that piece there. You notice if you try to do it and you lose your balance, those feet might bow out a little bit and we get a little unsteady. So always have something there for you. Just make sure you're not pressing through it, right? We don't want this to help get us up. It's just there for balance practice. All right, one more time. Feet in underneath the hips, belly and butt engaged. Very small bend in the knees. We're gonna inhale, exhale, press through the 2 big toes and slowly down. 1 and 2, 3, 4. You can always give your feet a little check-in. 5, make sure they're in the right position. And 6, 7, don't forget to link that breath. Exhale for 8, 9, and last one, big press, and 10. Good. Okay, that is it for our lower extremity for right now. We're gonna move up to the upper body. All right, so first upper body exercise is gonna be an overhead press. So if you do have some weights at home with you, grab those weights, get them ready. If you don't, you can use some household things like a bottle of water. Well, you'd want 2 of them, right? Or some soup cans or some juice cans or something along those lines, just to give you a little extra resistance. When we do this setup, we're gonna be opening up our chest so our elbows are parallel with our shoulder or as close to that as you can get, depending on your range of motion capabilities. If it's coming in a little bit, that's okay. Optimally, we're gonna be right about here, all right? Things we wanna think about, keeping our belly tight and the glutes engaged. So we don't wanna see this as we're loading up above that. So we want everything locked into place so it's tight from top to bottom, okay? If I had my weights in hand, I would exhale, press up. I'm trying to get my ears in between my biceps. Then I inhale it down, but I'm only gonna be coming to about that goalpost position, okay? So I'll show you the standing version first. Then if you feel more comfortable seated, we'll go to a seated position as well. As always, before you grab your weights, make sure your belly is tight and you're keeping the weight close to us, not bending our back, okay? And here we go. So, quick check-in before I pick the weights up. Everything is engaged. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna inhale and then exhale up for 1. Inhale it down just to the goalpost. Exhale 2, 3, and 4. Just because we're using our shoulders. And 5, doesn't mean we can't give ourselves a little check-in. 6 with our belly. Make sure it's still engaged. 7, 3 more. That's 8. Inhale down. Exhale up for 9. 1 more. And 10. Good. When I bring these down, I'm going to keep the weight nice and close to my body. Make sure everything's still nice and tight when I put them down. Now, seated version. You can tell I don't have a back behind me, but if you do have a chair with a back, that is okay. Sometimes it's nice to scooch back and back. You can use that as a check-in to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall. If you're using a chair without a back, you have to still be very cognizant of what our belly is doing. That means keep the belly nice and tight. So I'm gonna stand up, grab my weights, I'm gonna put them right on my legs here. Just do a nice easy squat down to my seat. All right, so quick check on my belly. Everything is engaged. I'm gonna pick those weights up, keep them nice and close. Open the palms up. Inhale, exhale, above for 1, and then back down. Exhale for 2, inhale down, 3. Give yourself that little check-in. Make sure you're only going to your shoulders with the elbows. Exhale, that's 5, halfway there. 6, 7, and 8. Quick check-in with the belly. Make sure the back is flat. 9, and last one, and 10. Okay, keep the weight close. You put it on your legs, and then slowly press it next to you. Okay, we got our shoulders. Now it's time to do the chest. Okay, so we're gonna do what we call a wall push-up. All right. So if you want to use a wall, you can. And that means the way to increase the difficulty in this is to slowly step your feet back. And I'm increasing the angle of my body. Things we want to make sure we're not doing, letting the hips fall forward because it puts stress back here. Make sure we're not pushing our hips backwards because that limits our range of motion and it takes away from the area we're trying to work, their chest. Okay. The other option is to use an angled version, something that's a little bit lower, right? So I could use something like this, put like this bench here. So if you looked at me from the side, you're gonna tell that when I step back, I have a really deep angle, right? This is much different than it is when I'm on the wall. It means it's gonna be a lot harder, okay? So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna show you the wall version first, then we're gonna show you an angled version, okay? So, as always, quick check-in with posture. Belly's tight, glutes engaged, shoulders to hips to heel alignment before we start to step back, okay? My palms are gonna open up on the wall. I'm gonna slowly lower back. I'm gonna lower my hands down just a little bit, so that way they're right about in front of my chest. If it doesn't feel good for your wrists, you can always go up a little bit higher. That just means you're gonna get a little more shoulder work, okay? Keeping everything tight, keeping a straight line, shoulders to hips to heels. I'm gonna inhale, lower, exhale, press for 1. Inhale, lower, exhale, press for 2. Now you notice I'm not getting much range of motion because I have this hat on. Exhale, 4. So I'm just gonna turn it around for the next couple of reps. And I was gonna get much lower in that 6. So the lower you get, 7, the harder it becomes. 8, quick check into the belly, make sure it's tight. Exhale, 9, and last one, and 10. Okay. Here's your first set of wall push-ups. Now we're going to show you the harder version as we get a much deeper angle. Now, we're really going extremes on this, right? Going from the wall down to something as low as this. Remember that you have lots of surfaces in your house. So you have countertops, you have tabletops. Make sure your tabletops are stable and sturdy and won't move on you if you're going to use a table, but you have varying levels of things. So if we go from a wall, we'll maybe go to a countertop that's about chest height, and then maybe to the belly height of something, okay? Since I don't have anything that's really that middle height where I'm at right now, we're just going to go to a deeper position, okay? So I'm going to plant my hands first, and I'm going to slowly step back. Then I'm going to give myself a little check-in. So whether I'm this deep or from on a countertop, remember, shoulders to hips to heel alignment is what we're looking for. I'm going to try to keep those shoulders away from my ears. Sometimes it's really easy for them to shrug up. A good cue is to think shoulders are allergic to the ears. Okay. Everything is tight, belly is tight, shoulders engaged. I'm going to inhale down, exhale up for 1. 2. If you're at an angle, 3. Think about touching your 4, rib cage to the surface. 5, 6, inhale it down, exhale it up. 7, 8, quick check in with those shoulders. 9, quick check in with the belly. Last one, exhale, 4, 10. And then just step forward, stand up nice and tall, and there's your push-ups. All right, time to move on to the shoulders. So we got some weights here. Again, we talked about the overhead press. If you have some soup cans or some weights or some juice cans or something that you can hold to give you a little extra resistance, now's the time to grab it. For this one, we're gonna start with our hands down by our side, and my palms are gonna be facing in, and I'm gonna be raising out to here. Okay, it's about 45 degrees from my shoulders to my wrist. So that 45 in here is about what we're shooting for. Notice my thumbs are up, okay? You don't wanna be here, you wanna be here. And the same thing with the push-ups, keep the shoulders away from the ears. So as I raise up, make sure we're not scrunching here, okay? So I'm gonna pick up my weights. Again, making sure the belly is tight before I add any resistance to my body. Feet can go a little bit wider than we have been before because you want to make sure you have a nice good base, but just make sure they're not too wide, all right? You still want your arms to stand down by your side. Glutes engaged, belly's engaged, shoulders in position, palms are facing in. Getting ready for our first repetition in 3, 2, and exhale for 1. Inhale it down, nice, slow, controlled. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. If you look at me from the side, 5. You're gonna notice my back is still super straight. 6. I'm not letting my hips come forward. 7. Again, full body engagement for 8. 9. 1 more. And 10. Slow, lower down. You can put the weights down and give yourself a little bit of rest. Shake those shoulders off, okay? Again, when we're adding that weight, if it's too heavy, our body's gonna try to compensate and do something like this. My hips go forward. Again, that's that lower back strain that we're trying to get away from and stay away from. Okay, so making sure that the glutes and the belly are engaged as we go through this is super important, okay? So if you have weights or cans of some sort or some type of resistance, time to grab them. Get back into that ready position. So we have good base in the feet, butt's tight, belly's tight, chest is, facing forward, my shoulders are away from my ears. I'm gonna inhale, exhale, raise for 1. Remember, palms are facing in, 2. And I'm coming about 45-degree angle out from my shoulders. Exhale for 4, 5. Quick check-in with the belly. 6. Quick check-in with the shoulders. 7. Inhale it down. Exhale up for 8. 2 more. 9. 1 more. And 10. Good. Weights can go down. Shake out those shoulders. Okay, we're gonna move on to our back muscles. We're gonna do what we call a bent over row, okay? If you've been to Steps to Wellness with us in the past, we usually teach this with a band. We have a band anchored in front of us, and we pull into our sides here. Today, we're gonna show you how to do it with a can or with just your own body weight, okay? The muscles we're trying to work are right here and back here, right there, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that good base. So a little bit wider than my hips. I'm gonna have a bigger bend in my knee. And I'm gonna hinge forward. I don't want my hands fall down to my side, just right in front of my legs, okay? Or I'm gonna bring my elbows back. I'm gonna engage my back. I'm gonna exhale and pull my arms up. So if you had a rope, it'd be coming right across my belly button, okay? Right, exhale and lower. I like to look about 3 to 4 feet in front of me. That's gonna keep us from doing something like this or something like this. Remember, we want that straight C-spine as we go through all of our exercises, okay? Glutes have to be engaged, belly has to be tight. So grab your resistance. We'll show you 2 angles as we go through this, one from straight on and then one from the side, okay? So feet are in a good position, glutes tight, belly's tight, shoulders in place. I'm gonna small bend in those knees, push those hips back. Remember, looking about 3 to 4 feet on the floor in front of me. Palms are facing in, weight is right in front of those legs. I'm gonna exhale, bring my elbows behind me, squeeze my back, and that's 1. Inhale it down. 2, 3, 4. Remember, we're coming to the line of the belly button. That's 5. Quick check in with the belly. Make sure those abs are engaged. 6, 7, 8. Exhale for 9. Inhale it down. Exhale for 10. Slowly stand up and put your weights down. All right, time for one more set of those bent over rows. So grab your weights or your resistance. Set those feet, give yourself a good base. Engage the glutes, engage the belly. Hinge forward, push the hips back just a little. Look about 3 to 4 feet in front of you, palms facing in. I'm gonna inhale, exhale, pull to the belly, and that's 1. Inhale it down. 2, 3, 4. Quick check in with the belly. 5, squeeze the glutes. Exhale for 6, 7, engage the back, 8, 9, one more, 10, slowly stand up and put your weights down. All right, time to use the biceps. So, feet are gonna be underneath the hips. Quick check on the posture. My elbows are gonna suck into my side and my palms are gonna be facing forward, okay? So when I do this, I'm gonna keep my elbows in place. I'm gonna exhale, curl them up like I'm bringing my hands or my weights to my shoulders, and then slowly lower down. None of this stuff, none of this stuff. Keep the elbows right in by the side, okay? Grab your weights or your resistance. If you don't have any, that's okay. I want you to really focus on squeezing those biceps. So we'll quick check in with the posture. Bring those elbows in, turn those palms facing forward. I'm gonna inhale, exhale, curl for 1, slowly down, exhale up for 2, 3, notice it's the same time, 4, as I'm going down as I'm going up, 5, halfway there, 6, 7, quick check in with the posture, 8, what are my elbows doing? 9, staying in place, that's good. Exhale for 10, and shake it out. Maybe put your weights down for a moment. Okay. All right. All right, it's time to grab the resistance. One more set. So, good base, belly's engaged, butt's engaged, posture is good, elbows to the side, palms forward, inhale, exhale for 1, slowly down, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, quick check in with the belly, 6, quick check in with the elbows, 7, everything's where it's supposed to be, exhale for 8, 9, last one, and 10, good, palms facing in, slowly put those weights down. Okay, so it is time to move on to more core-based exercises. I know we've been using that belly a lot to keep our body in alignment today. We're gonna get into some of those deeper muscles now. So this can be done from a chair. I'm gonna show you from the bench, and I'm also gonna show you from the ball. So if you have a ball at home, this could be a good balance exercise for you as well, okay? If I have a bench or a chair, I'm gonna get my butt on that chair, and I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quick check in with my feet. Where are my feet? Heels underneath the knees. So you've got a 90-degree bend here. Okay. And then they should be like hip width or shoulder width apart. Okay. Not too wide, not too close. Nice comfortable position essentially. I'm gonna inhale, exhale, squeeze the belly. So I'm sitting up nice and tall. If you looked at me from the side, you'd see a 90-degree angle in my knee and a 90-degree angle in my hip, or as close to that as you can get. Okay. From here, my hands are gonna come in front of me. Palms are gonna be facing in. I'm gonna inhale, I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna raise my right hand all the way up, and my left knee is gonna come up as well. I'm gonna inhale at home, and then exhale, opposite side, okay? So it's right side up top, left side down at the bottom, or left side up top, right side down at the bottom, okay? We'll show you angles as we do it so you can get a good look at the posture and make sure we're sitting up properly, and so on and so forth, okay? So find that ready position, check in with your heels, check in with your hips, check in with your belly, bring those palms in front of our shoulders, look directly forward. We're gonna inhale, exhale, big reach, and bring it home, and that's 1. Opposite sides, 2, exhale for 3. Notice I'm really trying to reach for the sky. 4, 5, 6. Nice and slow and controlled for 7. And that's 8, 9. One more. Exhale, big squeeze, and 10. Okay, shake it out. So for those of you that have a resistance ball at home, I'm gonna show you how to use that. If you don't have one, that's okay. Just go back to the chair And a way to make this a little bit harder if you don't have some type of unstable surface to do this on is to give it a little extra pause, right? So if I'm at the top of that bird dog, so I'm seated, I'm here, maybe I give it a 3 count, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, squeezing and squeezing, and then lower, and then repeat, right? So you always have that option to elongate the contraction of these exercises. So I'm gonna grab my ball. And I'm gonna very safely and carefully sit on it, okay? I don't have anything next to me right now. So if you're at home, make sure that you have a bench or a table or another chair that you can hold on to, okay? Now I'm gonna give myself the same check-in. Heels underneath the knees, 90 degree here, my belly is tight. I'm gonna bring my hands here, okay? If I have a stable surface, my palm is gonna be facing down or gripping onto that surface next to me, okay? So in here, I'm gonna inhale, then exhale, raise that right hand and left knee, slowly back down, exhale up for 2, keeping that belly tight, exhale for 3. If you're starting to move around a little bit, exhale for 4. Try to squeeze your butt a little bit tighter. Exhale for 5. Don't forget to reach to the sky. 6, 7. Try to stop that movement. 8, big reach. 2 more. Exhale for 9. And 1 more. Exhale for 10. Now how do I get off this thing? All we're gonna do is a sit to stand. So I'm gonna hinge forward, press up through the floor, and now we're standing. All right, here's our last exercise of the day. It's the planks. So we're gonna start off by showing you the wall plank version, and then we're gonna show you a deeper, more angled version, and then talk through some of the different options you have, okay? So the plank, you're holding a static position, right? It's an isometric contraction. We're gonna keep that shoulders to hips to heels position, but just like we did with the wall push-ups, we're gonna step back a little bit. So I'm gonna start by putting my forearms on the wall, thumbs facing me, palms facing in, and then I'm gonna give myself that check-in. I'm gonna pull my shoulders into place like I'm trying to get a good stance. My belly is tight, my glutes are engaged. From here, I'm gonna set my timer. I'm gonna slowly step back. Now, the deeper that this angle becomes, the harder it is, okay? So I'm gonna hold the 30-second version of this. And you can feel free to pause, hold longer, or try to get to that 30 seconds, okay? It's up to you, to your plank. You take it to whatever level you need to. So, check in with the posture. Forearms on the wall. Thumbs facing us, palms in, shoulders down. I'm gonna slowly step back to an appropriate angle for me. Belly is tight, butt is tight, and I'm gonna set my timer. When you talked about our cervical spine earlier, it's really easy to get caught doing this or this. Remember, we're gonna be looking slightly down. It's gonna be even more down depending on whatever angle you're at. I'm not at a super steep angle right now, so I'm just looking slightly down, trying to keep my neck nice and straight. Quick check-in with the belly. Is that engaged? I hope so. Are your glutes engaged? I hope so. In 3, 2, and recover. Okay. Notice I just walked forward gently, and we're sitting up nice and tall. This next version, we're gonna show you we're gonna use the same bench as we did with the push-ups. So it's gonna be a much deeper angle. Remember, going from the wall to a deep angle like this is a big increase. So if you're changing from a wall and you want something a little bit harder, maybe go for a countertop again into that shoulder or chest height, and then progress from there. The next progression would be maybe a table that's sturdy or a chair, and then slowly you might progress to the floor, okay? So, setting myself up properly, I'm just taking a quick check-in mentally with my posture. And I'm gonna place my palms, and I'm gonna slowly lower myself down into that plank position. Remember, we're looking for a straight line here, shoulders to hips to heels, things that we don't want to see. We don't want to see the butt go back because that's too easy. We definitely don't want to see the hips come down because you're going to create a lot of strain right here, okay? So when we do this, the setup, making sure we're engaged before we go into it is super important. So I slowly lower down, check in, pull my shoulders away from my ears, belly is tight, big squeeze through the glutes. I'm gonna set my timer, and again, the goal is 30 seconds. When you get deeper in your planks here, you're gonna try to get your shoulders right above your elbows, okay? And again, taking a check into what I'm looking at. Is there any angle in my neck? No? Okay, good. Check in with the belly, check in with the glutes, and we're almost there in 4, 3, 2, 1. For this, I'm just gonna step forward and chest up, stand up nice and tall. Okay, so that is your steps to wellness exercises, minus all of the floor exercises. We gave variations, both standing and seated, for the stuff that we do in oncology rehab. Hope you guys had a good workout. Feel free to come back, replay it, revisit it as many times as you'd like. Remember, we're recommending 2 to 3 times per week for everybody, okay? Take care.